Alright, so this is my current boat thing. And here we have the transmitter and the receiver. And so you can see that the receiver here is currently somewhat of a mess of wires, but we can obviously just stuff that into the boat, no problem. I'll turn it on, you can see its initialization. Stuff it all in there. And once you get it in, I can show you what it does. So now I'm going to show you the mechanism that controls the main sail to go in and out. And in a normal sailboat, how to accomplish this is by having somebody that literally pulls on a rope that pulls the sail in or out, depending on where the wind is. But obviously here it's controlled by an RC motor, which I have right here. And so here we can see how this motor can pull the main sail in or out, depending on where it is. When the motor arm moves, it pulls on the pulley system and moves the string that controls the mainsail ever so slightly up and down. You can see that I'm trying to pull the string up, but the motor is pulling it down, and it's that same downward force that will be keeping the sail from flopping about when we're using it. And so it'll keep it at a controlled angle, and that way it's always angled into the right direction into the wind. The motor only needs to pull the string a little bit because of where the motor is pulling from. In a real sailboat, the person pulling the sail would be far away from the mast. But in this one, we need to have it very close to the sail, so we only need to pull a little bit to have a large influence on the sail's angle. A shortcoming of this system is that you can't control which direction the sail will swing. Only the angle it will swing into that direction. This is already my second attempt at this system. The first version almost ripped the boat apart because the string kept snagging on the servo, and the servo started to pull the boat against itself, making the decks flex a lot. This second attempt only has half the range of motion I was hoping to get out of the design because of the servo catching on itself and the string. Considering in a later iteration to have the servo motor directly connected to the boom so that there's less moving parts. Now we can go over how the rudder works. How the rudder works is that the servo arm and the rudder itself forms a parallelogram where the servo arm and the rudder are always parallel to each other, and then there's a linking arm that keeps them parallel because the servo arm and the linking part of the rudder are both the same distance. Currently you can see that it works a little weirdly, and that's mostly because it's on the table and the table is causing it to not be able to flip over onto the right direction. And in the water it should be fine. Although, in another version, I think this will be something they'll have to fix because I don't want it to be able to even mechanically flip over to the wrong side because then I'd lose control of the boat. And that's something that's even more important than control of the sail. In this video, I've showed you the boat itself, the assembled pulley system that controls the sail, and the rudder to steer the boat. These are all very important things to control the boat and allow me to sail it on the water.